even though 2020 was probably the fattest L in the past 100 years, Hot Toys announced absolute heat in 2020. What a year to be a Hot Toys collector. I was making this video. It took me like 30 minutes to come up with this list because, I mean, we just got an absolute onslaught this year. But here's my list. Top 5 Star Wars Hot Toys announced in 2020. This is the Economist. Let's jump right into it. What is going to? Welcome to a video. This is 6 Scale Economist. In today's video, we are doing my top 5 favorite Hot Toys announced from Star Wars in 2020. Jumping right into it, number 5 spot. I know I gotta give it to Moff Gideon. This was a tough one for what was going to be the number 5 spot. I honestly think a lot of figures could have made it into the number 5 spot, but seeing what we saw in season 2 and just the character development of Moff Gideon, Giancarlo Esposito absolutely killing it in this role, just like he did in Breaking Bad as Gus. It was awesome to see him do this role, and this is just going to be a really important figure to have in your display cabinet. Look, from a standalone figure, he may not be the most exciting. In general, I don't love figures that have all black clothing. I think it kind of looks a bit dull sometimes, but the red cape I think is going to help a lot. I think the head sculpt is like an 8.5 or 8 out of 10. Definitely not a 10 out of 10 like Director Krennic or Grand Moff Tarkin or Count Dooku. But it's basically there. I think it looks really good. He doesn't come with a whole lot, but just the figure itself and with the Darksaber, it's just going to be so important to have in that display cabinet with some Death Troopers behind him, faces off against the Mandalorian, maybe the heavy infantry trooper. It's going to look sick. It's just too important to have into the collection. That's why I had to sneak into the number 5 spot for me. Sliding into number 4, Clone Wars Anakin. A one that I feel like some people have maybe even forgot about a little bit through all of the figures that have gone announced here. Don't forget, we basically got a reissue of Anakin, which is it is the most desirable Star Wars Hot Toy out there. Darkside Anakin obviously being basically the best performing Hot Toy for a long time in the secondary market. Probably besides the Shore Trooper, and from a demand perspective, certainly the most demanded figure for Star Wars Hot Toys. Is it the best Anakin? No, I still think Darkside Anakin is the best Anakin. Still to this day, Darkside Anakin is my favorite Hot Toy in my collection. But I do this thing with slots in the middle. I do prefer this one to the Lightside Anakin, Darkside Anakin still being the best. But regardless, this one is just going to look great next to Obi-Wan, whenever he gets announced sometime in the next 10 years. And just next to Captain Rex and next to the 501st Troopers, next to Ahsoka. There's just so many figures that he can go well with. It's Clone Wars. It's just going to be a sick figure. It's such a great re-release, too, for anybody that missed out on Anakin on the first time around. Had to give him the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, 501st Clone Wars Clone Trooper. My favorite battalion of all of the clones, maybe next to the Wolfpack battalion. But in general, I just love the blue on these. Captain Rex is definitely my favorite clone commander. And so just having these guys next to Captain Rex is going to be incredible. The fact that they included 3 Clone Trooper helmets, including the most important one in my mind, the Ahsoka helmet, is just fantastic. It comes with a jetpack. I think it's incredibly fairly priced for all the accessories that he comes with. Jetpack, grenade pack, 3 helmets, guns, display base, bunch of hands, $250. It's incredible value. It's a figure that I think is going to do exceptionally well in the secondary market. And so from a collector's perspective and investment perspective, I think it's close to a 10 out of 10 on both. So this is just a great release. And in any other year, it would maybe be the number 1 announcement, but 2020, again, was just insane for Star Wars announcements. So coming in at number 3, 501st Clone Trooper. Now, these last 2 are tough. I think that these last 2 are the 2 best Star Wars Hot Toy announcements we have gotten to date in the history of Hot Toys. The fact that we got them both in one year is incredible. Any other year, these would both be number 1 in each of their respective years. But for this one, it was tough to decide which one is going to be 1, which was going to be number 2. But if you guys follow my channel, then you probably know what the orientation of the next 2 figures are and what the 2 figures are. I can't even believe that I'm giving her number 2, but I have to. Number 2, Ahsoka Tano, Clone Wars. Probably my second favorite character in all of Star Wars movies and TV shows. This figure is incredible. A 10 out of 10 for sure from a collector perspective. A 10 out of 10 from an investment perspective. This figure is incredible. They knocked her out of the park. If you guys have not seen my article in this video on this figure, please check it out. You guys will know all of my thoughts on it. Everything about this figure is perfect. All the material they decided to use is great. The fact that they, did not give us the jointed elbows. Is great. The face sculpt is beautiful balance between realistic and Clone Wars. Even the cloak that she came with, what an excellent cloak to give her. Absolutely perfect. My only gripe with this one is I just wish they gave us a deluxe set. I don't even care if it was $500. Make it $500 and just give me any other types of accessories that you can give, because this is just going to be such an important figure to my collection. Absolutely love this figure. Taking the number 1 spot, you guys already knew. I have to give it to Clone Wars Captain Rex. When I started collecting Hot Toys, the very first figure that I went after was the Phase 2 Sideshow Captain Rex, because I wanted that figure so badly. Such an awesome character in Clone Wars. Such a cool looking character in general. And I was over the moon when we saw this announcement on May the 4th. I mean, he goes with so many figures. He has so many figures that are going to come out that are going to pair well with him. The figure itself just looks fantastic. They loaded him to the nines with accessories. Everything they did perfectly. Even the clanker slashes for all the clankers that he's killed. The weathering looks fantastic. The accessories that he's come with are far more than they needed to include. It's just a beautiful figure. The head sculpt is perfect. He's going to look great with Anakin. He's going to look great with Ahsoka. He's going to look great with 501st Clone Troopers. He's going to look great with other commanders that we have coming down the line. Just so many things right with this figure. I actually think there is literally nothing wrong with this figure. There is nothing they could have done for me to improve this figure. The price point is incredibly fair for everything that he comes with. It's all around just a perfect figure. I recommend this to anybody who is just getting into Hot Toys and has no Hot Toys in their collection, as a fan of the Clone Wars. You need to pick this one up. 5 years down the line, this is one that is going to do incredibly well from an investment perspective. We've seen what happened with the Sideshow one, which was a poor figure to begin with, going over $1,000 in the secondary market at times. Captain Rex is always demanded, and a figure like this that was executed so well is just going to be perfect. It has to be my number 1 announced in 2020, and still my number 1 favorite Hot Toy announced of all time. And that's going to wrap it up for the top 5 Star Wars Hot Toys announced in 2020. An unbelievable year for Star Wars announcements. As terrible as 2020 was, thank God that we are Hot Toys collectors, and Hot Toys can just release all of this heat on us. Can't wait to get all of these figures in hand. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Put in the comment section down below, I want to see what your guys' top 5 Hot Toy announcements are. Do you guys agree with my list? Do you guys agree that Captain Rex is number 1, or is it something else? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, buy the dip, sell the rip. This is the way. We will see you in the next video.